slapping in hams, popcorn and peanuts. We're working the stands, pink cotton candy, love on a stick. Was chasing the beer that circled the lips. Play ball, play ball. Roll up the bases and smack it right over the wall. Play ball.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Laughter Saves Live. Live. Here. There was nothing with that. Let's try it again. Welcome to Laughter Saves Live.
Live.
Look at Liz is even in on it. Steve is like Fonzie. He doesn't get in on it.
Yeah.
Steve doesn't get in on it. He's like Fonzie. Here at Strong Island TV, Paradise Studios, right by the Massapequa train station of the Long Island Railroad by the CVS parking lot.
You saw 3 people do live. And you noticed the one guy
Cool.
who didn't.
Who didn't do it?
Very cool.
So kids out there that are watching, I know it's school night, being original.
It is a school night.
He's right.
Crowd.
He's right.
All right? It's okay. Don't follow the crowd.
Thank you, Steve.
They'll lead you.
Thank you very much. So it's good to be back. We were on hiatus again.
That's right.
Hiatus.
We don't
like
have
a
a
great
regular
place to
spot
be.
anymore. We are a fill-in show. We hang out at the pizzeria every night.
No. We're experimenting with different time slots.
We could say that.
We're not a fill-in.
Are those time slots going to be on other places besides Hiatus?
Hiatus.
Yes. She's good.
We hang out at the Dunkin' Donuts and the pizzeria, hoping Bobby will come down and say, "You're on." You know what I'm saying? That's what we're doing now.
No.
Yes.
We pre-planned this. It was part of our plan all along to experiment with different weekly nights.
That's what
to
it is.
see if we could capture different demographics.
You see the difference?
Demographics.
You see the
Demographics?
difference between not a guy who knows how to handle the airwaves.
Yes. He's cool.
And
He's
another
calm.
Guy. Perception is everything.
Perception is everything.
And John is a Met fan, if you can't tell.
But
We played softball the other day.
we played softball on Friday.
Now, you don't want to play with us, right? Because you have an old injury, an old shoulder injury or something?
I'm riddled with old injuries.
Liz, we got to introduce the lady here. What's wrong with you guys?
You're talking about baseball.
Liz, what is your last name?
Gandolfo.
Because I was calling you Liz Coastal because that's how I put your name
A
in
lot
there.
of people do, yeah.
Gandolfo.
Yeah.
A beautiful name. Liz Gandolfo from Coastal Fire Systems.
Yep. Coastal Fire.
So poor Liz here, I'm trying to woo Liz on the Laughter Saves Lives team, maybe a potential sponsor or something.
Possibility.
And I said to Liz, why don't you come down and hang out and watch our show? And then I said, we're short on people. Why don't you come co-host? And
So
Liz,
watch instead of in the studio audience on the
You're in the
stage.
seat.
come and co-host with us. And
When?
Liz,
Tomorrow. Great.
tomorrow. Now, thank God Liz didn't watch any of our previous shows. Because you
Thankfully.
know what happens when that happens?
They don't come.
They don't show up.
I actually watched one last night.
Ooh, I'm
I got
sorry.
through about 12 minutes, and I'm here.
All right.
Do you remember which
Say.
episode it was?
It was one you weren't on.
Probably.
You actually were on it.
I was on it?
Was I
Oh.
on it?
Was I good?
Of course you were on it. You're all right.
He's on all the shows. He used to, when he went away, he used to let
Talks
one
a
of us
lot.
take over the big chair. He doesn't do that anymore.
It's his chair.
He has to be here or there's no show.
Did anybody, Steve, you still there?
Yeah, I'm listening. I'm just.
Did anybody ever fill in for Johnny Carson?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, they
Joan
did.
Rivers, Bobcat
Yep.
Goldthwait.
Yep.
And
David Letterman filled in.
Don
for Carson.
Rickles, and he broke his cigar box.
Rickles?
And then Rickles.
Oh, really?
And then Carson went into, he was taping that Navy show, CPO Sharky.
Yeah.
And he went in, he goes, stop the taping. And he goes, can I get over there? And it was the first time in TV history that they followed Carson off stage.
Oh, that's funny.
Through the NBC hallways to another studio.
Let's talk-
And he interrupted that show.
Let's
I like
talk-
that 1972 reference.
Yes, let's talk to the
Get up, that's funny.
Let's talk to the youth.
Why don't you do the?
Do you know who Johnny Carson was?
character
I do.
while you're at it?
I've seen photos of him.
You did? Because she's too young to remember Johnny Carson.
No, I know.
My day, that was the show.
No, it was a great show. Whoever filled in for, I don't know, Jimmy Fallon.
No, they did. You're right. Let's talk a little bit about the softball
we're
game the
going
other
to
day. A
softball,
little
right.
bit, little bit.
Little
I
bit.
have to say, you moved from second to short, back to second in this game.
Very versatile.
Because,
And back to short.
Because every time a ball was hit to you, somebody said, let's move him out of there. Maybe the ball won't be hit to him at short.
He's the Jeff
And then he
McNeil.
played short. He made a play at short.
right.
I'm going to tell you about it because your eyes were closed.
My eyes were not closed.
You
The ball
said
was coming-
your eyes were closed.
No. The ball was coming at me very fast.
Very fast.
Right?
Yes.
And
He screamed.
I had a range to my left.
We'll call it range.
I scooped. Ball took a hop. I
Yeah.
scooped it.
Speak it.
Right, because I was flashing some glove.
You're really trying to convince me, guys.
And then I looked, and I'll be honest with you, I didn't think that it was in the glove. I thought that I deflected it, and it was going
Like-
to you, he was playing behind me in left field.
The young people will play in the outfield.
Right.
Correct?
Correct. So I look at the glove, and there's the ball. So in the course of about a microsecond, I'm like, there's the ball. It's in my glove. I really should throw it to a base. And I threw it a second, and we
You
got
played a
double play.
wonderful second base at shortstop. Steve, you missed a good
Very
time.
nimble.
I'm a very
Many-
good middle infielder.
Many
middle
injuries. Many injuries. Right?
was injured?
We had what's her name? Emily fell in the outfield, rolled over, bruised
Yeah, but
the
she
side.
landed on her boobs. I thought she
Yeah.
was okay.
She did land on her
Little
knee.
padding.
That could be said about half of us too.
She said that she was.
She was hurting. She
Oh,
was
she
hurting.
was? I didn't
Yes.
know that.
Listen, it hurts
I would have made
still.
fun. I thought
She was
that
hurting.
Land on your balls and let's talk about it.
Oh,
No! Ow!
She's in. Liz in.
I thought she said that she landed on her boobs, so that saved her.
No, she was hurting.
Oh, I didn't know
And
that.
then well, look what happened to Joe. Joe ran to second.
Oh, Joe, that was
tripped
bad.
over the foot, hit his head on the ground, was dizzy, whatever
That
he
was
was.
bad. My apologies, Emma. I didn't know she really got hurt. I thought she was joking about it.
No, she got, and then me being a cocky son of a gun.
Well, Joe got hit in the head.
Yeah. No, he hit his head on the ground.
Hit his head,
All right,
right.
this story's going nowhere.
No, I thought it was interesting.
Let's talk
But
a
we also had
Who's
a lot
that
of
heavy set Met pitcher from a few years ago? Used to talk.
Bartolo
Mickey
Colon.
Bartolo
Same thing
Colon.
happened to him. He fell on his boobs one day. He was fine.
But we also had a lot of people exhausted. I got a double my first at bat.
Yeah, you-
And then
you
you
were-
batted me in, and I'm like,
You were
I
exhausted.
gotta run.
You have to walk more with me on the
I gotta
boardwalk.
walk more.
Walk with me on the boardwalk. We'll hold hands and chat. But
John.
you need to walk more.
Why do you even have to play softball? The guy hits a home run on stage every other night.
Whoa! Did you hear that?
I heard that.
That's nice.
Now I'm going to sponsor.
That's nice.
Actually, I haven't worked in a while. I haven't been getting booked lately.
It's all right. Either has Cano when he gets
That's true. I've been like on the injured list all summer.
Cespedes when he
Are
comes
you a
back
baseball
over the
fan,
fence.
Liz?
I am.
What's your team? Yankees?
Ooh, you
I could
guys are going to
tell.
argue this with me.
No,
What?
you look like a Yankee fan.
I'm going to start out with I'm a woman. I
Right.
know what I want.
Yes.
I do what I want.
Yes, that's right.
I like both the Yankees and the Mets. I like the Yankees more. Ooh,
Oh
I know
no,
it hurts.
no, it doesn't. You know why?
Well,
Thanks for
Series.
stopping by.
No, not at all.
Yeah.
Frank is one of our regular. Frank is a Yankee
She
fan.
goes with a winner. I like that.
Well, I am a man who does what he wants, who knows what he wants. What did
Yeah,
you
right.
say? Whatever you said, that.
else about
Insert
that,
man
yeah.
over there.
He had
I'm a
such-
Jet fan and a Giant fan.
As am I.
I go to
sport. I
both-
love New York. I
Well,
love
Football,
sports.
I like both because I'm not
The
a
Yankees
football
I don't
fan.
like.
I'm not
I
a
don't like
football
Yankees.
fan, so I like
Yeah.
both. You know what I mean? When I say I'm not a fan, what it means is it's not something I'm passionate about. But I'll watch the Giant game.
I change jerseys at 4 o'clock. I have
You-
my Jet jersey on at 1 if they're playing at 1, and I switch
You had a
to
funny post on Facebook a few weeks ago.
What did I say?
You said something. Well, I'm going to let you say it because you're going to say it funnier than I am. But you wanted to get a dog. Your wife wanted a dog. You don't want a dog. What was that post?
My wife said we should get a dog, and I said we are not, and I capitalized not getting a dog. This is our dog.
And then he
Her
showed a
name is
picture of the
Shay.
dog.
I had a picture of the
It
dog.
was very cute. Very cute doggy.
What kind of dog is
Very
it?
cute doggy.
We got a cockapoo.
Very nice.
And we had just driven back from Hershey Park on vacation. I was down there. We went down there for a bat mitzvah.
Steve, you got a cockapoo.
And as soon as we unpacked the car, we just drove from Pennsylvania.
Several of us.
Unpack the car, go out and pick up the
This
the
is
dog.
why Steve is here.
What?
You understand what's going on in his head right now? It's hurting.
Oh, he's coming up with a cockapoo joke.
Yeah, no,
I know.
but you didn't give him
I'm trying
time.
not
Oh, what?
No, no, no.
Oh, I didn't know you were ready.
I'm
Go
trying
ahead.
not to be irreverent.
No,
You
go ahead.
could be a rev. Liz is not going to care.
keep
Liz is one of the
going. I'm
guys.
listening. I love dogs.
No, it's probably time to insert the cockapoo joke now.
A cockapoo is a mix of what?
A cock and a poo. A cock or spaniel.
Someone needs to get a flag up
poodle.
somewhere.
Is that what happens when a dog sits in his duty?
Now, I
he
waited all that
sitting- is he
time. I
sitting,
teed it up for you.
in it, or-
And that's what we came out.
How's
You have a
this
dog?
dog sitting?
You have a dog?
On his stomach or on his butt?
It's a she.
The
And
one
we
he's
named her
referring
Shay.
to.
Shay.
Shea Stadium.
Oh, all right.
Very good. Very good.
So she's a Met fan.
She's a Met fan. She already has a Met jersey. But she's bad luck. Ever since we got her, they've been losing. We might give
Put her in the
back.
cage.
Sent my
Right in the cage.
Right in the cage.
Yep.
Book her, Dano.
I sent my daughter back to Binghamton.
Oh, to Binghamton?
I actually named my dog Joan Payson.
Now, she comes
Why?
to my bus.
Why
What?
Joan Payson?
It was ugly and old.
Now you've used that joke before.
Not in that context, though.
Well, now see now Liz, I'm sure didn't get that joke.
Not who she is. Who's Joan Paisley?
There you go. Sean, did you get that joke? How old are you? I
We can't talk
But I
off
can't
camera.
talk to Sean off camera. How old are you, Sean? 42.
I think Sean's 42.
Joan Payson was the original owner of the New York Mets.
Okay.
And she was fat and ugly, but we wouldn't, nobody.
I wouldn't say she was fat.
You just said it.
Oh, I alluded to it. I didn't say it.
You just
Sign
said
of wealth, no?
You know,
Not the ugly part.
Baseball in my. Oh, I sent my daughter back to Binghamton. I said, now kids.
Did she go to Binghamton?
You have
Rumble
you
Ponies
have
games?
babies. No.
What babies?
You have babies. Your kids are how old?
12 and 15.
12 and 15. Your daughter is going into what grade?
10th.
Do you know your daughter's name?
Lauren.
Okay. 10th grade, 9th, 10th. Next year, she's going to start looking at colleges. It is just exhausting.
Oh, I want to go right to the Air
It's-
Force Academy.
There you go.
I wanted my daughter to
I don't
drive
pay
a
for
truck,
that.
so she wouldn't have to. I wouldn't
And
have to pay
she's
for
got to cut her
college.
hair.
Yeah.
Air Force, they want short hair.
She's cute. You know, his kids are afraid of me.
Why?
No, my son's afraid.
Of course, I talk to them. He doesn't let him talk to any adults.
No, when we were playing softball
Adults
that time,
or-
well, he saw you almost break my leg when you hit that rocket.
I hit his. It's a clincher. You know what a clincher is?
The clincher at high
Soft.
speed.
You know what a
took
clincher
hop,
is?
Got
It's
me
a
right in the
soft-
leg. So my leg blew up like a balloon.
Dude,
What's a clincher?
can you think that I could hit? It's a soft softball.
Okay.
Like it's not soft,
But it ain't
there
so
are soft,
when
you
you
know.
get hit with it.
Of course not.
Right in the bone.
Yeah.
If you hit him with a rocket, it would be a space
So
shuttle
I went-
Challenger.
I went for x-rays, right? I just
Do you understand how you have to
good.
work as a team here,
get that?
okay?
Okay.
Now, when we deliver this responder show, you have to work as a team. You have to think in advance.
what he's going to say.
This could be something that I'm teeing up for Steve, and give him that little pause.
Right.
A pause that the
Well,
audience.
he should signal me somehow.
He doesn't have to sing. He doesn't have to signal you. You throw it out there and you go, Steve. Nothing. Then you go.
Right.
But
What
you
if
have
he were to kick you in the shin?
That's
no,
what-
no kicking. No.
No, well, I'd actually prefer that because then I would know that he's ready for he's teed up.
Well, if he doesn't
go like
tee up,
this,
then
and
you
then
continue.
I'll
How about
stop.
how about the Three Stooges double eye poke?
Can I tell you a funny story about the under the table thing?
Yes, absolutely.
So my wife,
you got
if
to start to be funny at one point.
if she doesn't like what I'm talking about, she kicks me under the table like if we're out with friends. Or if she thinks I'm going on
been
too
done
long.
for a long time, right?
Right. So one time she bumped me, so I stopped talking immediately, right? She's like, "Why are you being so antisocial?" And I'm like, "You give me the kick." She's like, "Oh, that was accidental. You can keep talking."
All right, and then after that, tell us the funny story.
That was kind of funny.
Liz, tell us your
Everything
background.
is going to be boom. It's a
Liz,
talk show. Liz, I already know
Coastal
her background.
Fire
I looked
Systems.
it up. I looked it up.
Good man. Steve, did you look
tell
it up? Did you look- Coastal.
They do fire systems
You
on
don't
the
have to look
coast.
up coastal fire system. It's
It's a legend.
It's common
It's common
knowledge.
knowledge.
Everybody
That's right.
knows.
So
they do
Liz-
extinguishers.
What does
Yeah.
Coastal do?
We sell and service firefighting equipment.
Right.
It's pretty broad. We started specializing in breathing air compressors. We've since moved pretty much across the entire board of the industry, with exception to the truck.
Okay, and
Wait, the truck? What do you mean the truck?
they don't sell trucks.
We don't sell trucks.
Oh, but you did the Scott bottles because I
We
saw
did.
you did them at the World Trade Center.
We did.
And you have some meters
So we
too.
have a refill station. So we'll go and we did a lot of the refilling for them. But we are the Long Island's premier Scott authorized distribution
I've
center.
seen the name definitely.
Yeah,
plenty
sales
of
and
times.
service.
You know, can I say one thing? Coastal fire systems cannot be extinguished.
Did they do what?
That is
I know we asked
correct.
us to talk off
Have
camera.
you, do you have a logo?
We
think they
do.
did.
What is it?
It's a lighthouse with a beautiful wave.
But I mean, does Coastal Fire Systems cannot be extinguished? Is that you have that?
No.
Cannot be
You don't want to use that?
I like it. I might. Do I have to pay you for that? Is there a royalty fee?
Donation to the
Yeah.
foundation. Whatever you want to
can
donate.
handle that.
Whatever you want to donate. So across the board, what area of the country do you cover, Liz?
We cover
coast.
New York, Long Island, some in New York City, Connecticut. We're just starting to expand into Maryland, Delaware, Rhode Island. And we're in Jersey, but not so strong just yet.
14
where are you
years,
ha-
right?
14 years in business.
Where are you headquartered?
Amityville.
Amityville.
Yeah. Everyone that calls out of state. Amityville Horror.
House,
Yeah,
yeah.
right around the
yeah,
corner.
yeah.
Well,
Are you
listen,
right there?
why not?
Are you
Yeah,
close
right
to
around
the
the
house?
corner. Yeah.
Why not?
They took the scary windows out.
They
though.
did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you mean they put the scary windows out?
You know the scary windows? They look like pizza pies.
You're not going to believe this. I've never seen the movie.
What?
I'm sorry.
Thanks.
sorry.
But you don't know the house?
No.
The house is scary looking with those windows.
Well, they changed the windows.
They
is what you're
did.
saying?
They've done some renovations.
It's
Yeah.
the only house that faces sideways on that block.
And somebody actually lives there, huh?
Margot Kidder was in
Yeah.
the movie.
Yeah.
Keeps
She
going up
was
for
Lois
sale every
Lane.
few years, but I don't know why.
I would
But
never
every
buy
few
that
years,
house.
yeah, it goes up for sale. and they put a pretty hefty tag on the pre-approval just because so many people come in that just want to see the open house and they don't really
right.
want to buy it. So I feel
Yeah.
bad for real
Oh, so you
estate
have to
agent.
pay to see it.
Right.
You
pretty
have
much.
to be pre-approved for a
Pre-approved.
large amount to show them, justifiably.
Do you know what's a very popular house that saw? I've been
The
there twice.
LaRocchia Mansion in Belmore.
You don't want to rent a house where you have like a pair of eyes looking at you in the middle of
Why
the night.
not?
My ex-girlfriend has the same problem.
Is it a problem? Whose eyes
She
are they?
keeps telling me.
Those would be mine, young lady.
You know what's a very popular house that
Right
sells
through the
every
window.
couple of years for big money?
Which house is that,
The
John?
Brady Bunch house in North Hollywood,
There's a
California.
story.
Is that where it is?
Lovely
It's
lady.
11222 Dilling Street in North Hollywood.
You
It's
keep
right off
talking. I'm
of
going to sing this song in the background.
in the background. Ventura Boulevard and the 101. It went for 2.1 million the last time it sold. And it's a small California ranch. It's nothing like the set, the
Does Alice
interior.
come with that price?
Alice does not. Alice is dead.
What was the controversy about the Brady Bunch?
Probably died in a laundry.
What was the
room. That's
controversy?
Supposedly, Greg was having an affair with the mother.
Oh, with the mother. That's right. I was going to say he also.
That's not even that bad. Well, which one was Greg? Is
The
it a
older
kid?
one.
The older
All right,
brother.
he's not a kid?
Yeah.
Oh, here's what was the name of the dog on the Brady Bunch?
Tiger.
Florence Henderson.
Oh,
That's awful.
pretty.
That's awful. That's
She was pretty.
awful.
Who was the who was the deli guy?
She's not a bad-looking
Who was the
lady.
guy who used to deliver the sausage?
It's an old joke.
Oh.
Who was the one who delivered-
Sam delivered the meat.
So Robert Reed?
I
Sam
know where he was going with that.
delivered the meat.
No, you.
I know what.
Oh,
Not that there's anything wrong with that.
nah, there's
Nothing wrong
anything
with
wrong.
It was ahead of its time, that show.
Yes.
Oh, so I was saying, well, we're on 20 minutes
me.
already. So another 2 minutes. We're gonna go to Lifehack, and then not yet, and then
They're
we'll
up to-
bring on a first guest.
I think 35 lives.
You familiar with Lifehack?
I am.
Do
Yeah.
you guys sell it?
You know,
We do not. No.
okay.
Coastal
Is there a
Fire
reason, or
Systems.
No. Well.
you don't have to talk about it on the air? We can talk about it off the air. I don't want to.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Do you do mostly commercial or residential? Commercial?
We do mostly, I guess, municipalities. We would say we would call
Yeah.
it. So it's kind of commercial,
City
but it's really
buildings
not. But
and-
we do some commercial.
Right.
Residents, not so much.
Right.
We're light on the residential, unless they're walk-in customers with the fire extinguisher here and there. Not something we call on though.
So I can bring my extinguisher to get recharged?
You can.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you need a lot of fire extinguishers in your house, you're probably running a meth lab or something like that.
There's a possibility.
I have one in the
John
basement.
comes in
And in
with
that
8
case, I would
extinguishers.
recommend fire
No,
sprinklers.
no. We have one in the basement.
Right.
Because we
Right.
spend a lot of time down there, and if there's a fire in the basement, you should be able to fight your way out of there. I
Right.
think.
Right. Okay.
And then we have, the kitchen, the obligatory kitchen extinguisher.
Right.
And then, a couple of baking sodas around, all the precautions.
Good man, John.
So you made your kids cry at the Met game.
No, they were more upset than I was. My kids are very serious Met fans.
I don't know why I didn't shut it off.
I was like, I was in shock. I couldn't believe what I was watching.
All right. You know what we're gonna do, Bobby? Let's bring our flyers up, and then we'll go to Lifehack. I'm sorry if I threw you off there. We have a few shows coming up that Liz is going to be at every one of these shows. Nah, she can come to one of them. Well, you can't go home again. I'm going back to St. Margaret's Elementary School in Queens.
Oh, that's your hometown show?
My hometown show. Chris Roach is out. He's opening up for the big guy,
Sebastian
Kevin
Maniscalco.
James.
Oh, Kevin James.
And we replaced him with Jim Delakis.
Oh, my God.
Angela Cobb, John Butera, and myself. St. Margaret's, September
got Delakis?
27th. I got Delakis. I got pulled. Next show up
He's
there.
in Australia.
We're going to Colorado. Laughter Saves Lives been asked to go back to Colorado.
I don't know why.
We're working with a wonderful group out there, but I can't remember their name and I can't read the flyer.
I don't think you're gonna be getting
Rescue
this back.
Warriors. Rescue Warriors. We're doing 2 shows. Frank is not coming with us. We're going to hire a local comic because the budget is tight. But we bring in Consoli. They do
Have him
wonderful
stow
work.
away on the plane. Who are you flying out there?
Consoli and myself.
No, but what? I know
I'm
you're
bringing a
flying.
local comic.
What airline are you flying on?
We're not sure yet. Southwest may give us free flight. We're not sure yet. Or coastal
So you put Frank in the
fire
bathroom?
systems may be paying for us. Who knows?
I hope
we
you
have
went in.
Hi-ho, did you say? Next show. Baldwin Fire Department. We got the lovely Claudia Stavola on this one. Terry McNeely, John Butera, myself, and somebody else who I can't see.
Me.
And you?
Yeah.
You're on the show.
Finally back on the show.
What a
Oh
lineup.
my
That's
God! What a lineup!
that
Who's
is a
closing that show?
stellar.
Who's closing that show?
Any one of them.
Any one of us could close it.
That's a stellar
Holy
lineup.
crap! All right, I don't know who put you on that show. Next one.
You did.
That's almost too much talent on the show.
Laughter Saves Lives, 11:23.
I waited 7 years to
Liz
get back
is going to
on
be
that
at this one, I think.
Think so.
Think might be here. Barbara might be here. Everybody. Sean might be there. They're coming on as guests. We have a baseball theme this year for our gala, Steve. What are you dressing up as? Are you making the salad again, Steve?
If you like.
Can I ask you on air? That would be inappropriate, probably, right?
What's that?
To make the salad. You make a
just
good
asked me.
salad.
Yeah, yeah.
You make a nice
That's the
salad.
OCD salad.
Yes, everything is perfect. The
Everything is
cucumbers,
lined up.
carrots, everything. Carrots are all the same size.
Yeah. You look at that salad and you go,
Nice.
that looks pretty good. Whoever made it has severe emotional.
That salad was fantastic, but it was so anal retentive.
And Steve stands next
Everything
to
was
it.
lined up perfectly.
Steve stands next to it and goes, "Don't touch that."
Yeah, I
Don't touch
stand next
that.
to it washing my hands and
Don't
go,
touch that.
It was one of those things that you didn't want to eat because it was such a perfect
Yes.
presentation.
So 11:23 is the Almost Gala in memory of my mom, the Virginia LaRocchia Almost Gala. Baseball team, bang, headliner Teddy Smith. Bang, Leanne Lord. We got Tugboat Manny, who is
Huge
Tugboat
show.
Manny is funny, and we also have newer comic, Megan Friend. Laughter Saves Lives.
Megan Friend.
Likes to give new acts. She is funny. Let's go to a life fact. We'll bring up Sean from the Terry Farrell Fund.
Parents, please listen. This is a LifeVac. It's easy to use and can save a life in an airway emergency. LifeVac is proven to save lives, and it's as simple as place, push, pull. I've had one in my kitchen and one in my car for years, and you should have one in yours. Choking is a leading cause of death. 5,000 people a year die from choking, one child every 5 days, and it can happen in just 4 minutes. There's no time to wait. If you have children in your home, please consider your LifeVac today.
Back from Life Fact. How many lives did you say
I think they're up to 35.
that they know about?
Yeah, they have a
know
wall with
about,
all the
yeah.
pictures. That's
Oh,
very
yeah?
moving.
Do they?
That's a dramatic. That's very moving. We'll have to post the picture of all the lives saved on a wall.
That's nice.
Pictures of the people saved.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
they
the
have a pediatric
Yes.
adapter
Yes.
as well. So,
Yep.
yeah.
I just won one at
What?
I just won one. At one of the events.
You can get them on Amazon or through a LifeVac directly.
The gala, Almost Gala, is in Lynbrook,
Lynbrook.
VFW. Sean Eckhart, am I pronouncing that right?
Eckert.
Eckert? No, it's
Come on in,
Eckhart.
Sean.
You pronounce it wrong.
Move down a little bit.
I don't think I've pronounced one
we can
guest's
see
name
you.
right ever.
Is that better?
That's good.
Yes.
Okay.
Wait, that's no good. We see you.
Oh, should I go up that way?
No.
That's a nice way
Sean-
to treat your guest.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
I don't know
Sean
why
is a
anybody
brother.
comes
He's a
here.
brother. Sean, welcome.
Thank you.
So I asked Liz because the Terry Farrell Fund wasn't responding to me right away, and I know Liz knew some people over there. And Liz said I can get you someone, and then she said I can't get you anyone, so I got you Sean. I don't think that was appropriate. I don't think that was right, but Sean is
He
like
was the best of what was available.
yes,
Exactly.
Sean was actually the Coastal Fire Service.
What?
What company is that?
The Coastal Fire.
Systems.
Systems.
Woo!
It's a lot to
That's
say.
He's
It
the
is.
building janitor. She's like, "What are you doing tonight?"
What are you
Hold
doing?
on,
You want to throw this T-shirt on?
I just
I
gotta
don't-
finish mopping this floor.
Google Terry Farrell and get over there.
Now I know Sean from We Will Volunteer Firefighters together.
And what was his nickname, Sean, and why?
Barney.
Barney.
Why is that?
It's out there, people.
One purple shirt.
I wore a purple shirt one day.
Right.
To the
Why would you wear a
firehouse.
purple
I
shirt
like-
to the firehouse?
I like purple. Anyway,
Was it like a
Good
dark
color.
purple or like lavender?
Dark.
Dark.
nice
Very
dark,
dark.
purple.
Yeah.
And they call me the Barney, that stupid dinosaur thing. So they put a plastic one on my helmet. Right? I go into a fire. All of a sudden, I got this purple blob all over my helmet. So it melted.
Steve can
You know,
vouch for
firemen.
this.
You know, they're
There is nothing sacred, very little
Nothing.
sacred in the firehouse.
nothing.
Steve?
I have about two or three nicknames, 3 or 4 maybe. Mm-hmm. 3 I probably couldn't say on this. It's
like a
I made the
40-year-old
mistake of bringing
fraternity.
my sisters to the Christmas party,
Oh God.
and they actually got there before I did. My sister goes, "Oh, wouldn't he be nice for?" My other sister was single at the time. And I had to explain to her, every guy in the firehouse should pick this guy's the biggest pervert in the firehouse. You know?
Can we
So-
say his name?
Well, you're not hiding it. Everyone knows it's out in the open. It's not like
She
you
doesn't
figure
know
it
that.
out
Oh,
2
I
months
do.
later.
She doesn't know. I don't want her to see him in holidays. She'd be like, "Hey, man, thank you for fixing me up."
Sean, where were you, or are you still a firefighter?
I am still a firefighter.
Where?
Yes. Wantor.
Wantor?
Yes.
And you've been volunteering there?
25 years coming.
Wow, God
next
bless
year.
you. Very nice.
25 years?
25 years in 2020.
Okay,
Get
so
on the wall.
we have you here not to talk about the Wantagh Fire Department tonight, but to talk about the Terry Farrell Fund.
Yes.
Terry Farrell was who?
He was a firefighter in Rescue 4,
New York City.
New York City, and he perished, unfortunately, in 9/11. His brother set up the fund in his memory.
Okay.
So, and he was also the first firefighter to successfully donate bone marrow through the FDNY's program when it first came out.
I did not know that.
And the girl is still living to this day.
So
wow.
he's a hero many times over.
He also holds the record for being chief in Nassau County and Suffolk County.
Really?
He perished as a Suffolk County chief.
Wow.
Dix Hills Fire Department.
Wow. So he was a
Wait,
hero
he
many
was-
times over.
Nice.
He was,
was-
FDNY too, right?
Yes.
He,
Oh, okay.
He started out in Nassau in Hicksville, then moved to Suffolk.
Okay.
became
Oh, I
chief
see.
at Dix Hills.
I see. Okay.
What's funny is the guys on the FDNY don't appreciate, especially the guys who are on volleys, that you bring your volley stuff into the firehouse. So
What do
we
you
had a
mean?
guy in our firehouse, Kevin. I'm not going to say his last name. He was a chief out in, you may know him. He was a chief out in Suffolk. And one of his young firefighters from Suffolk called the firehouse. And the captain answered the phone. And he said, Cap, can I speak to Chief such and such? And he said, I'll get him for you. He's cleaning my toilets right now. So Terry was a firefighter, was a hero, was lost on 9/11. And how many brothers does he have?
Too many, put it that way.
Does he?
He has a lot of brothers.
Okay, because I know I met them a while back.
Yes.
They used to have a bar out in,
Yep, they sold it.
they sold it. So they started this fund.
Yes, in his memory.
And what is the mission statement of the fund?
It's firefighters helping firefighters.
But don't they buy a lot of equipment or?
We don't buy, we donate.
I'm sorry, not buy.
No, we do have a chance to buy something if it's the right price, I'll
Right,
say.
right.
But otherwise, we do take a lot of donated stuff into us.
And give
we
it to
turn around.
departments who can use it.
Yes.
Very good. Anything coming up that they're doing? Any events?
Yes, October 12th, we're hosting a cornhole tournament in Dix Hills.
That's right. You invited me to that, right?
Yes.
I love
What's that?
cornhole with the
Cornhole.
bags.
Sandbag.
and you
Oh, the
gotta throw-
beanbag.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I always.
We are looking for people, teams. You can go on our website, terryfund.org. You can look on there. And you can get in contact with anybody through that website.
What is it? October 12th?
October 12th.
Oh yeah, Laughter
Where is
Saves
it being
Lives will
held?
definitely be a sponsor on something.
You know what I
Steve?
like? How you pick the game that we know that most of the firemen and their significant others and
When they're drinking.
when
Yes.
they're drinking can play that game.
Exactly.
And their
So
kids
it's a
can play
big
when they're not
tailgating
drinking.
When they're not drinking,
Yeah.
right? That's a good choice.
You didn't tell me to do the thing here.
October 12th.
Nobody's getting
October
hurt by a
12th.
beanbag.
And is there anything recently that they've done that stands out? Anybody they helped or department, or can you give us a story? Even in the past, something interesting. Don't say no. I brought you on as a guest. You can't say no. I brought you.
We've been giving out a lot of equipment lately. Now, if any departments are listening, we are definitely in need of turnout gear. We've been getting a lot of requests for excess turnout gear. We have no more gear left. I'm going out on September 18th to pick up gear from different fire departments
In Long Island?
in Long Island. So
Now, don't you have to have a for the volunteer companies? They have different colors. So
Yes.
How would you would have to tailor them maybe? Or?
No, they'll take whatever we have.
Yeah.
Departments that are like upstate or out of state, they don't care. If it's to them, it's brand spanking new. They
Right.
don't care what color, even if it's black or brown. They'll
There's a
take
lot of
it.
the
Oh
other-
yeah, they have
You
different
would just
colors.
put Wantagh FD on the back.
No, they
Yeah.
don't. They wouldn't have
No,
to
they
do
would-
anything. The department who will take that gear on will make the necessary changes if they have to. But
Oh,
that
like
might not be
patches
something
and
that would be a
Yes.
budget concern to them, as long as they have the proper protective equipment.
You know what I was saying to Liz before? One of the things that I'm so impressed with, teaching around the country, is that number one, people learn stuff from me. But number
Yeah,
two,
no, he's very good.
That's
Number two.
amazing.
He's very good.
yeah, because when I'm home, I'm an idiot. As soon as I get home, I could be
That's where
away
you can
teaching.
be.
What's that?
It's where you can be an idiot.
No, what I'm saying is I'm not really an idiot. What I'm saying is, thank you, Liz. When I'm away, sometimes I feel smart. Like guys will go, "Oh, John, that was really interesting."
I've
Oh, John,
actually taken your, as a firefighter, I took your classes.
caught up on your sleep.
And no. And for what's kind of inherently can be dried stuff because there's a lot of chemistry-based stuff. John belies his, the blank stare in his face and the kind of sub-average intelligence he may come across. Very smart guy right here. Very smart.
He's
Well-
he's the hazmat master.
No, I'm not. I just know how to deliver because I'm not that smart, and I deliver on their level. I don't go over there. Anyway, I'm not. This is not about me today.
You
Oh,
are
maybe a
the
little bit
most
about me.
brilliant
Maybe a little bit.
hazmat person
not
in the
about you.
country.
I am. Listen, I'm not. I don't even remember what the freak I was talking about. What was I talking
He's
about?
so
Going to my
modest.
teaching. What was I talking about,
You were
Sean?
talking about the.
He's text messaging his friend
No.
over here.
I'm looking for the flyer.
He just said, "Get the Wanto helicopter and get me out of here."
I'm dying. All right, so good. So Terry Farrell Fund, you need bunker gear. We could try to help. We could post stuff on. If nothing else, post stuff on the Facebook.
Yeah,
I'll have
we
to say, 'cause
post it all the time.
And you give this a. Oh, I know what I was going to say. Sean. I'm working on too many things. But Steve and I went to. In fact, Steve was with me. Lima. Steve, what is it again? Lima.
It's Lima.
Lima, Ohio last year.
Okay.
And the reason we did some comedy shows out there. The reason we got that is because I taught a class for Homeland Security. And I'm so impressed with the pride and the dedication of some of these small departments in the middle of nowhere. And there are smaller departments that I've come across that I could see them going, yeah, we can't afford gear. We'll take what you give us. We'll put our name on the back, whatever. So I could see how there's definitely a need for that. That's pretty cool that they do that.
Yes.
And all in Terry's name.
Why
That's really cool.
is our police car missing a tire?
My grandson is now taking tires off of all the freaking cars.
But it
that
looks
I
like
bought
the
him.
car, they stole the roof rack.
It looks
and
like
they
an
took the-
NYPD car.
They
Yeah,
took the
tire's
tire.
missing. Tire's missing. So, Sean,
I'm looking at it, like
anything
the
else you want to add?
That's all I can say right now.
All right.
What's the website that they should go to again?
Yes,
Terryfund.org.
Terryfund.org.
terryfund.org. All right, Sean, thanks for
I
coming
actually
on.
went to broadcasting school. I'm like,
Terryfund.org. How's that?
nice.
There you go.
Very
High
nice.
Go, Liz.
Sean, thanks for coming on. Let's go to MCM duct cleaning, and
We have to
John
read it?
we will read from our hearts and minds.
MCN Duct Cleaning cleans ducts.
He's paying us money for this commercial.
Matt is the best duct cleaner in the country. MCN Duct Cleaning handles commercial and residential accounts and can solve all of your duct cleaning and environmental needs. 631-885-5736. 631-885-5736. Give Matt at MCN Duct Cleaning a call.
Matt is a great guy. Give him the business.
That was off the top of my head after years and years of reading
it really
that commercial.
sucked. It really just
Well,
sucked.
because a
Not
proper...
like, oh, he's text messaging me. No more sponsors.
we should have the
commercial. We made a beautiful commercial for Matt. And it's a whole family argument. My son's... Anyway, we're back. Before Barbara Horn is here from the Calling of the Names.
Where are you looking, by the way?
Right there. the camera,
down
one
there.
camera
The bottom one.
The bottom one.
Or the
Just look at me,
cameras.
Barbara, and I'll look at you.
Well, I'll just like to point out I've been looking up there the whole time.
Everybody does.
I do it too. I do it
said
too.
that at the start of the show. Maybe
I do it too.
For the new people.
But this way, the one's
all right.
here. Okay.
Barbara's here for the Calling of the Names. I'm going to talk a little bit before I get you rolling, Barbara. All right? I only have 4 topics that I covered. I got involved with Barbara 3 years ago with this ceremony. It is an awesome ceremony that's held at Trinity Church. Now,
St. Paul's Chapel.
St. Paul's Chapel. What did I say Trinity Church for?
Because they're the parents. They own it. It's
Okay.
their baby.
Is that right?
Okay.
Yes.
I didn't know that. I've been
No.
saying, okay, St. Paul's. Now, St. Paul's is, if there's any New York City firemen, police watching, they know where it is. But it's down by the World Trade Center site. It's a block away, and it's where many of us went for respite, is that the right word? To relax, to meditate, to get something to eat, to take a nap, to get a massage. Weeks and weeks after 9/11, this church opened up its doors and took care of us. 4 years ago, was this your idea to start this ceremony?
Myself and another St. Paul's volunteer.
Okay, so they started. But before I get Barbara rolling, I was very moved to be involved the last few years. We're a small sponsor of the ceremony this year. It's a very emotional ceremony. We read the names I'll let Barbara explain. But this year, Barbara is going to really put me into tears because my daughter will be singing a song that is very special to me from 9/11. Steve, do you remember Becky Shaver? came from Texas with that caravan and sang "In the Arms of the Angel" at every firehouse who lost somebody, a few funerals.
Yes.
Becky was a woman from Texas who was very moved and wanted to do something for New York City firemen in the weeks that followed 9/11. So she rewrote the words to Angel, which is basically, I think, about a suicide in a hotel room. I think is what the song was originally made for. So she changed the words to let it refer to New York City firemen. And maybe police officers, I think both. And what she did was she left Texas and started a caravan and stopped at different police and fire departments along the way and sang the song. Now, I don't even think, maybe she collected some money for gas. I don't even think it was for any other reason than she wanted to do this. She came to New York and she moved us. She sang, she came into my firehouse and she sang, and you stopped and you listened to this woman and you felt her heart. You just felt that she was there for no other reason than for us. And she hugged every one of us. And she sang this song in 3 days, probably 30 to 40 times. Funerals, hospitals, firehouses, police stations. And she went back to Texas and has never returned. She has never come back. And I'm Facebook friends with her.
Why hasn't she come back?
Because, well, I don't want to get into too deep into it with her. But it seems like that after that was over, her life changed a great deal from the experience, and she actually moved to Germany for a few years. And now she's back in Austin, Texas. But she said, I really don't want to return. It would be too painful, and there were things that went on in her life since. Because
I thought that might have been another reason.
I thought it would be pretty cool to bring her back on the 20th anniversary, and she was here for 3 days and she left. You come back and enjoy the city for a few days as a way for us to say thank you for what you did. Did you see the video? I didn't send you the video.
No.
Watch the video. It's extremely moving. So, anywho, tell us a little bit about the calling of the names.
Well, with apparently 14,000 people during the 9-month. So am I looking at you or this? Or what are the instructions?
Look at him.
Let me tell you, John. Let me tell you. So from September 2002 until June 2nd, September 2001 to June 2nd, 2002, St. Paul's Chapel became a 24/7 respite for anyone who was down at the site. And
Did you ever go there, Steve? Did you ever stop in there?
I may have.
I think I did once.
We had 3 meals a day, and I am here to confirm that police always know when the food's coming. So we had a special, somebody said, oh, I made some homemade cookies and was bringing them at midnight. Somehow the cops knew, and they were actually there to greet the person. So they were always the first for breakfast, and breakfast was sometimes late. I mean, they always.
And well-deserved.
Yes, absolutely. And we had meals, supplies, boots. We had, as you said, massage. We also had chiropractors.
That's right.
And podiatrists. I'd like to just stop for a second and say something about St. Paul's. St. Paul's is the oldest public building in continuous use in Manhattan. And not many people know this. I learned it being there. But New York was the first capital of the United States.
Yes.
And George Washington was sworn in at Federal Hall, right across the street from the Stock Exchange. And Trinity Church, the mama church for St. Paul's, had a fire. So George Washington and both houses of Congress walked up Broadway right to St. Paul's. And that's where the inaugural sermon happened. And George Washington worshiped there for the year that the Capitol was in New York.
Very cool.
So sometimes I'd wake up at 2 in the morning. The podiatrists, they had Washington's booth. And I don't know, there was something about Washington being there with the troops in the early days, and now after this, nightmare, but people getting their feet tended to in his booth. So anyway, it was I like to call it a full service chapel. And so that went on for 9 months. So each year we'd come back and visit, spend time there. And many of us were going to the official ceremony that happened each year. So we were attending the official ceremony that the museum now holds. And they speak all the names of the people who were lost that day. I'm not quite sure what happened, but at the 15th anniversary, myself, Chester Johnson, and Ralph Ferris, who was in charge. Also, there was music at the chapel. We had some of the finest musicians in Manhattan play the
Oh, that's nice.
piano,
Right.
play the guitar, play the fiddle. It was really rather exceptional. So Ralph, Chester, and myself said, why don't, there have been so many now that we're losing from 9/11. Is there not some way that we could do a ceremony similar to the one at the site and honor them and remember them and pay tribute to them? So that really was the feeling, and that's how it came about.
Now to clarify, these cover not only a firefighter who was down on 9/11, but a cop that was down on 9/11, who died for any reason. Doesn't have to be 9/11 related, plus volunteers.
Yes.
And I'd like you to tell the story of the one that you told me. You don't have to tell the name of the suicide of the wife. Was it the wife or the mother?
The husband committed suicide, and the wife was the one who
Right.
made the comment. So we did decide early. Another thing I'd like to say, we decided early on that we also call people by their titles. So we'll say Sergeant so-and-so, firefighter so-and-so, sanitation workers. Sometime you have to do a show on the sanitation. The Department of Sanitation were the unsung heroes. Anyway, we decided that anyone who came and served and is no longer alive, we call their names. I would say of the 1,000 names we call, probably 900 of them that we're calling this year are due to deaths from 9/11 related illness, because that group is very carefully tracked.
Right.
And it's easy to find them. The others,
Right.
it's not so easy to find.
Right.
So anyway, we had made this gesture. There were some FDNY responders who were deployed to Iraq and died in Iraq. There were people who were sick and died in car crashes. My friend's husband, he was an EMS guy. He just didn't live long enough to die from the 9/11.
Right.
But the story that kind of really made us realize that we need to continue in this fashion, I believe that her husband was with the Department of Justice, but there was a woman whose husband, let's say he was with the Department of Justice, and he was there almost the full 9 months helping, doing things. He committed suicide. Now, I don't know if 9/11 was the primary reason. It certainly was a contributing factor. So my friend told her about the ceremony. She came. She heard her husband's name called, and she said afterward to my friend, this is the first time in a long time since my husband committed suicide that I've been able to sit in a public space and be so proud of him and be so appreciate and enjoy the fact that other people were appreciating
Right.
what he did, his
Right.
dedication and his
Because there's
effort.
such a stigma a lot of times around
Yes.
suicide.
Yes.
But this man was a hero, and he was down there, and he was.
So it got
So-
separated for the reason of his death, but he did this. He
Right.
made a difference for our country
Right.
and a lot of people, and we thank him by calling his name.
Yes.
So-
Well, I have to tell you, I've really, I don't want to use the word enjoyed, but I appreciate being involved with it. I mean, let's be real, it's 1 block from the site. So as soon as you
It's
start.
not even that. Actually, the backyard of the chapel is a graveyard.
Correct.
People actually thought the chapel was
Yes,
gone.
that's what I was
People
gonna
did
ask
not
you.
think. People did not think that
There's
the
a
chapel
graveyard
would have
there.
survived.
Yeah.
Not only did the chapel survive, but not a window pane was cracked.
amazing.
Now the backyard, many of the big old oak trees, they were demolished.
Oh, yeah?
But by doing that, they saved.
Yeah.
You know, the
chapel.
How
graveyard.
far were they from the towers themselves?
What?
The church?
Well, the chapel's on Broadway between Fulton and Vesey. The graveyard faced the northeast corner of the World Trade Center complex is 16 acres. The
Right.
northeast corner, the northeast side of the
Right.
World Trade Center complex, the backyard of the chapel faces it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was going to ask you about the graveyard, because that's
Yes.
I can picture it.
Yeah,
passing
uh-huh.
it.
And anybody is welcome.
Who is?
Oh, everyone's welcome to come.
Who's in the graveyard? Because those are old stones.
Well, I
old,
think
yeah.
now
Recall those old
I get a
stones.
little mixed up because some people are also buried at Trinity, but I think General Lafayette. General Lafayette
Oh, right.
is there. There are some big names, Montgomery. There are some
I remember
big
the stones
names.
being so old.
There are some
old
big names
stones.
Well,
from
Pardon my ignorance.
It's
that.
Pardon my ignorance.
Well, no, one of those-
Lafayette is.
A general, remember the French were friendly with us and they helped us out?
They helped us in
yeah.
the Revolutionary War,
During the Revolutionary
which
War,
is
yes.
ironic that you said that Washington was there, because the largest attack on New York prior to 9/11 was during the Revolutionary War when the British shelled
I am always so amazed how smart you are, how you know all these things.
Flies planes.
He's amazing.
Guy's a
Flies
pilot.
planes.
He's so
And George Washington. So that was during the Revolutionary War. That was the largest
Wow.
attack on New York.
Don't blow it. I already said you're smart.
Right.
Stuff.
Without 9/11. Yeah, but prior to 9/11.
Liz,
So
do you have any
ironic those two are
questions
linked.
for Barbara? Anything you want to say?
I think what you're doing is beautiful. I think it's
Me too.
Yeah.
It really is.
I really appreciate.
Are you wearing?
Well, when I say what, you know, I mean without callers. So we always have a dedicated group, 40, 50 people who call the names, and that's vital, you know.
And I would.
And
how were they
And
picked?
was it
How-
last
how-
year that you let me that you contact? I think you contacted the family. I'm not sure, but I read police officer McDonald's name,
Yes,
which was an honor.
Stephen McDonald.
Yeah, and thank you for doing that.
Who
That
reads the names? How do you pick who reads the
Well,
names?
I'd like
or-
to say, but we do emphasize that we call them. We don't read them.
I'm sorry.
It's all right, but
I
we.
kept. I
That's a
remember
whole
the last
nother.
time we had a call.
By the way,
how do you call the name?
when we call the names, we say call because I say it's a combination of we're invoking their memory and maybe actually calling out to them. you
Right,
know.
right.
Here we are, still on Earth. You know, wherever you are, you know, we call the names out. So that also involves some thinking. So many of the callers were responders or volunteers themselves. Some of the callers are connected with programs that help the 9/11 community. We have a good number of people from the World Trade Center Health Program who work in the World Trade Center Health Program, Mount Sinai, and they come and call names. For some years, I don't know if we're going to have them this year, but Oklahoma City bombing survivors who were very
right.
good friends.
Boston.
And then we've had, I know we're still having Mary O'Brien, she's a nurse from Boston. So for 2 years, we had survivors of the Boston
marathon
bombing
bomb.
marathon. And actually, Johanna Hantel,
Right.
she's one of the people at the ceremony. So they have to have some kind of connection, either in helping us or, you know, having, anyway, there's always a connection. But it is a mixture of people.
I wrote down calling of the names and boxed it in so I wouldn't say reading of the names. And I
Very
said
good.
It anyway.
Very good. Good
Just
boy.
goes to show you how terrible
Good
we
man you
are on
are.
the show.
You're a good
I have to
man.
tell you that this woman here, I don't remember how I met you.
Where did we meet?
I don't remember. But with the whole 9/11, we crossed somehow with.
Yeah.
I did the
I
walk
remember.
for last year. Steve, if you've never done the Father Judge walk,
Oh yeah.
Father Michael Walker.
I think you would like it.
Yeah, he was a good
I
man.
hate using the word
He was a good
like.
man.
He was a good man.
Good man.
I did it last year for the first time. So disappointed I'm going to be away this year because it rained last year,
Yeah.
and it really didn't matter much.
That's engine 1 ladder 24, right?
We start there
Well-
at the church where he was,
Right.
and you walk down 6th Avenue.
6th or 7th.
7th Avenue.
Seventh.
7th Avenue, I'm
Avenue.
sorry. And you stop at different firehouses or police stations, or the company comes to that avenue. Like, let's say they're
Right.
a few blocks in, because you're not going to do this all the way down.
He walked that whole walk.
How did he get
Detective
down there?
Stephen McDonald started it. So Detective Stephen McDonald said, let's follow the route Father Michael took that morning. So I don't know if somebody gave him a ride.
Oh,
Somebody
I see,
probably
I
gave.
see.
So they're just following the route.
So that's
Right.
a big. That's a far.
But you stop and you say a prayer, and and then you read the
Father
names.
Chris Keenan has been doing that. He's now FDNY chaplain. Yes, when the firefighters or the police officers come out of the station, their firehouse.
Yeah, Liz, you would like
And
it's a really
I actually
moving
say
day.
to people, if you could only choose one ceremony to go to,
Right,
go to that one.
right.
It's so yeah. So people they'll come out of their house, and then a prayer. If they lost somebody from 9/11 in that house, they're prayed for. Then the people who are there, though, we thank them and we encourage them and say thanks for what you're doing and keep on going. Be strong. We're grateful you're there.
Yeah.
Glad you're doing what you're doing. It's a very positive, forward feel to it. And it
And-
also has
and-
fire trucks who follow it, so if you get tired
Right.
and
They
you
have
can't
the
do the whole
vans,
thing,
they have the
halfway
vans.
point we stop at the fire
Well, you
museum.
were injured before that or after that? When did you hurt? Were you?
Last year.
Was it after the ceremony or before?
It was in April. So
Because
it
she was in a rehab facility
Oh yeah,
for a
no,
while.
it's before. It was before.
She was
Yeah.
in a rehab for a while, and I said, let me visit her. And I visited her, and she immediately got up and walked out. She hadn't walked for months. And
I was inspired. It's amazing what you can do to people, John.
it's amazing how
It's the
people run away
reaction.
from me.
Yes.
I'll never
People with
forget
injuries.
the Memorials Day. I worked across the street from Ladder 1, Engine 24.
Yes, that was in my battalion.
And that was like it was unbelievable. Like, 'cause he was there. The church is right across the
Yes,
street
yes.
from the firehouse.
Yes.
where he was.
Has a
I think they brought him back to the
So,
firehouse.
so what happened?
Yeah.
Yes.
Has a grotto.
So,
Yeah.
so what happens is, and it is this Sunday. So before, and Stephen's wife, Patty Ann McDonald, who now she's the mayor of Malvern.
Oh,
So
she is?
She's the mayor
Oh,
of Malvern.
wow.
Yeah.
Really,
and-
that's great.
yeah, she's the
Yeah.
mayor, and she and his son Connor is 4th generation police officer.
Police officer, right?
So there's a rosary and a mass at St. Francis of Assisi, like 9:30, and then at 10:30 we walk across the street, and people who went to the mass or just coming meet at the fire station at 10:30, and that's when it all begins.
Yeah, it was a nice day.
And it ends at 2:00 at the church by the World Trade Center site where he was brought.
Right.
I'm trying to remember the name of it. Saint something or other.
It was it was a nice day. If
Yes,
any of you
it's very
guys want to
nice.
experience it,
It's
I
nice
mean,
to walk.
I wish I was going this year because I was going to invite some more people and
So this is all on September 11th. So you-
No, that
No.
one is always the Sunday before the 11th, so it's this Sunday the 8th.
the Sunday
The Father
before.
Michael Judge Walk is always, the formula is the Sunday before 9/11, so it's this year it's September 8th.
very nice.
Yeah.
Bobby, what time are we going to tonight?
25, yeah, 4 minutes.
4 minutes?
4
All right, thank you.
minutes.
Thank you. So good. So we got that. We got the tunnel
May I
to
just say
tower
the time?
also.
I'd just like to say the ceremony starts at 3 p.m.
Right.
and it usually goes for an hour and a half.
Okay. And
Everyone is
did I
welcome.
say? I think
Everyone.
I said it. I started saying it. My daughter is singing. Right. I said that.
And Christina's singing, and it's at St. Paul's Chapel.
Yes. That's
Yeah,
going
we
to
know that.
that's going to make
Okay.
me cry. That's for
There's
sure.
the picture, there's the picture.
Yeah.
Picture.
It's really nice. So Liz, anything else you want to wrap up with? Are you?
Go, Liz,
would you
go.
come back if we wanted you back?
There's a possibility.
Because I have a good feeling that the next time you will be here,
Yeah.
you will be a little more vocal.
Yeah.
Now, I see
Now
you
I have an
scoping it
idea
out.
what
Are you president of the Coastal Fire
I am.
Systems?
Jeez,
Yes.
Are you president?
I'm president.
Stop it.
El
President.
Presidente.
And who is?
Do you need a driver? Because I need a job.
Steve needs a job.
I need a free driver.
What?
Are
A
you
free
a free
driver?
worker? Yeah.
Oh, my
He does
back.
enough volunteer
Oh, my
work.
back just, oh, you know that.
Steve, you
The
can't be
arm.
sitting
Yeah, the
Oh,
arm.
and
Yeah,
by the
yeah.
way, Laughter Saves Lives has been invited back. Steve did a wonderful job. The retirement home for New York State volunteer
Oh.
firefighters in Hudson, New York. We did a show up there for the first time. They loved it. Steve did an excellent job. We're going back. And I want to see if we can hit every volley company in Long Island for a small donation to cover the cost on that show. The gas and Steve eats a lot. And then you went out afterwards and did you drink a lot afterwards? No.
No, I do eat those.
And I made sure
of- Do eat.
the documentary that I filmed.
Oh, yeah. We got 30 seconds.
So Newsday filmed a documentary on 3 comedians that do Trump impressions. And I was one of the comedians featured in the documentary, and I made sure that a Laughter Saves Live show was in the footage. And the
Excellent.
show I did at Theater 3 in Port Jefferson for the Long Island Comedy Festival.
You want too much. I did see you thanked me, I think, in there.
I thanked you profusely. It's
Wow.
a 15-minute documentary, and it follows me and 2 other comics that do Trump comedy in the Trump era.
Very nice.
So it's
Very
3
nice.
different
Good
Trump
for you.
impressions.
Congratulations.
Very nice.
The
It's on Newsday.com.
Go ahead.
I'm
Steve.
proud. I'm proud. I'm proud of you, brother.
Yes.
Thank you.
I'm proud of you, John. And I want to just, Sean told me to, just to reiterate, the Terry Farrell Fireman Fund will be holding the cornhole with the beanbags, right?
Yeah.
The
Right.
beanbags.
Right.
And the details are Saturday, October 12th, 2019, at the Deer Park Fire Department Training Center. That's on Comac Road in Deer Park.
And they need gear.
That is going to be a great day.
And are you taking sponsors? Like, what could Laughter Saves Lives do?
Excuse me.
Sponsor a cornhole? That doesn't sound very nice. Hey, can I sponsor your cornhole?
Because we're
buddy?
beanbags. So beanbags.
Sponsor your bean.
Prizes also.
You should have had
Okay,
that.
we'll do
that was
something.
yours. I teed it up.
Maybe donate a raffle. We'll
We're
do something.
beanbags.
All right, cool.
John, can I mention the website for calling
Yes,
the
go.
names?
You get
Website
tired
for
at the
calling
end of the
names,
show.
then we'll wrap it up.
Oh, yeah, call
Yep.
me.
I
the
don't
Go.
want crowbar.
www.callingofthenames.com. And names is plural. Names.com.
Names. Thank you, Barbara, for coming in.
My
Sean,
pleasure.
Liz.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Go Mets! Go Mets!
Oh, stop it. Good night, everybody. Thank you very much. Laughter Saves Lives Live. We'll be back sometime.
Coastal Fire Systems.
Yeah.
Coastal
president-
Fire System.
The
President.
president was here.
The president
have
was
fun?
here.
Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah? You'll come back?
I will.
All right.